Welcome to a midwinter night's dream. A fantasy wedding in a tropical paradise where love is in the air. Welcome to Weddings of a Lifetime.
Hi, I'm Jack Wagner.
And I'm Christina Wagner at a romantic hideaway in Jamaica.
Inviting you to a tropical wedding guaranteed to warm you up all over.
Come share the fantasy.
Lifetime Television welcomes you to lush Sandals Duns River Resort near Ocho Rios, Jamaica for Weddings of a Lifetime with your hosts Jack and Christina Wagner and featuring a special musical performance by international recording star Brian McKnight. You are cordially invited to a real-life wedding of a lifetime. Now, from Jamaica, here are Jack and Christina Wagner.
Here we go. Thank you very much. Well, this promises to be some party.
Maybe the most magical wedding of a lifetime yet. The marriage of John Pardee to Stacy Childers at the fabulous Sandals Resort near Duns River, Jamaica.
Where winter is not a concept.
But a winter wedding is a perfect idea. It's like June.
Hey, guys.
Hey, how you doing?
Hi.
And they say that summer's the only season here in Jamaica. Hi, I'm Brian McKnight, and I'll be singing my song, Still in Love, to John and Stacy at the wedding. So I'll catch you later.
All right. Bye-bye. Right now, John and Stacy are upstairs in each of their suites overlooking the ocean, not believing their impossible dream is about to come true.
Now, this all began last December when John's mom wrote Lifetime about her son and Stacy. And you know what? Mom was right. They're terrific.
But we only had a few weeks to fulfill their fantasy.
And everything started happening. It just absolutely amazed me. Things like this don't happen to just everyday normal people. It's incredible.
I've never been out of the country. I've never been to a tropical paradise like this, and I really don't even know what to expect.
I live in a small town, Tunnel Hill, Georgia. Not too many people has heard about it. So when John and I got the call and we started telling all of our friends, they were just, you know, they were like, no, this don't happen to somebody in a small town like this.
Well, I first met Stacy in the class we had together.
And I noticed him sitting next to me, and this guy was just so cute.
I just happened to turn around one day, and
I gave him a smile.
the smile just, like, lit up her whole face, and I just thought, God, this girl is so cute.
I told my mom about this dream guy, John.
Came back home, and I told my roommates that I had found the perfect girl. Her name was Stacy, and she played on the basketball team, and they knew who I was talking about, and I told them that she's just a perfect match.
But there was a problem. I was in a relationship, and so was he.
Hi, John. But I would wait after class to talk to her about basketball.
And just to get to know each other better.
And from that friendship, we became study partners.
And then we became friends.
Unlike a lot of guys that I know, I wasn't trying to weasel my way into her life or anything.
I knew he was trying to put the move on me, but I knew that I'd have to probably make the first step. So one day I gave him this little note, and he said,
What is this, a love note? And she goes,
yeah. Well, don't look at it now.
And I said, fine. And later on when I read it in big print, it said,
You are so fine.
and after I got that note, I had a little bit more confidence, and we were studying for our final exam,
And he laid his head on my shoulder.
and we kind of stared at each other for about a minute or so, just thinking,
Should we or shouldn't we?
before I knew it, we were kissing, and it was just a perfect fit.
It was just like I was in heaven.
One of the major things in our relationship is we're saving ourselves for each other. Wait until our wedding night.
So we decided to have something for me to wear to hold strong. And it's this heart. And so every time we're together, we just remind ourselves of what the heart means.
My dream was to always propose to Stacy at one of her basketball games at halftime. So what I did was, I went up to the PA announcer and I told him, as soon as the horn went off for halftime, to say,
Direct your attention to center court, where John Pardee has a very important announcement for Georgia Southern's assistant coach, Stacy Childers.
And I looked out there, and John was standing there, and I was like, what is he doing? I thought he was fixing to embarrass me with something.
honey, I love you more than anything in this world, and I want to spend the rest of my life with you. Would you please make me the happiest man in this world?
John, the famous ball. Doesn't dribble very well, though, huh? It's quite a move you made there with that ball, the proposal.
My best one, that's for sure.
Well, you got a few minutes till you get married to Stacy. What do you say we meet your best man, huh?
He's more than my best man. He's my best friend. Philip Pardee, my dad.
Mr. Pardee, my pleasure. You must be very honored.
Not only am I honored, I feel like I'm the luckiest man in the world. I never in my wildest dreams ever believed I'd see John get married, much less be his best man. It's truly a miracle to be here in Jamaica today.
Well, I know we're all happy that you're here. Why don't we let the audience know exactly what we're talking about?
I'm very, very lucky. Had a heart attack in February, had a triple bypass, had cancer surgery on July the 11th, and, you know, one piece of advice that I always gave John, never, ever to give up, no matter what it is. If you get knocked down, you get right back up.
Go, Stacy.
Like John, when Stacy falls, she always gets up. I feel like Stacy and I have a special bond because when she was born, I almost died and she did too. A lot of prayers and the grace of God saved us both.
Hold it up so we can see your tooth. That's Stacy's tooth, her first tooth.
She's been small. She's always had to work harder to get things like in basketball. And basketball was her world. She didn't date very much in high school. I mean, she put basketball first. And I think she's picked a real super person in John.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
One of the things that make John and Stacy click is that they have a friendship. John is very cautious. He's come from a divorced family. John did live with Philip and then later with his stepmother, Joy.
I do not consider John as a stepson. I don't like to say that word because John is my son. He came to live with me when he was 5, and it was a little difficult. So to begin with, he called me Joy. That was fine with me. But the day that he called me Mom, he asked me, "Can I call you Mom?" I knew.
I just have 2 moms. They're both very important in my life.
I love you.
It took an extremely large amount of love for her to take me in, for my mother to give me up to go live with my father.
I was in bed for 2 years and told I might not ever walk again. I'm going to not only walk again, I'm going to dance at my son's wedding.
John's a different kind of guy. You know, he's not ashamed to say that he goes shopping or washes dishes or helps out with the house.
When I go to sleep, she's the last thing I think about. When I wake up, she's the first thing I think about. And all during the day, it's what I think about too. I think Stacy will be a great wife and she'll be a great mother.
I'm proud of her accomplishments. She'll always be my little girl, always. This wedding means a lot to Stacy because the fact that she's in love with this boy, it just means so much to her that her family can be there in a special place like this.
And then,
We never really had a honeymoon, Joy and I. But we've been away, and we had a chance. We did get to go to Jamaica. We went to Dun Rivers Fall. It was one of the places we went, and it's just beautiful. Never in my wildest dreams expected to have anything like this happen.
Work all night and I drink a rum.
This wedding is going to be everything I've always dreamed of. A wedding of a lifetime, because I found.
Join Stacy and John in Jamaica as they plan their tropical wedding and help Stacy decide what to wear for the fantasy.
I said, well, I think John will like this one.
When we return on Weddings of a Lifetime.